Nous quittons, il est vrai, une année difficile. Elle fut difficile
We've come to the end of a difficult year on a number of fronts. At a time when I was feeling particularly weak and vulnerable, then I thought that this was going to be the last chance commission, whereas I think that this is a commission dealing with a multiple and not entirely governed crisis at the moment. Now, we started with the very serious so-called Greek crisis. We managed, together with the Eurogroup, to prevent Greece leaving the Eurozone. Quite a few people felt that the Commission had other fish to fry and they shouldn't have devoted so much attention to Greece, but we did so because, in my view, Greece is one of the countries of the European Union with many virtues and a great future. Now, last year we also had the refugee crisis. We had to deal with Ukraine. I met the President and Prime Minister of Ukraine at least 6 times last year. And we've met representatives from Russia and President Putin on 3 occasions. We've been grappling with the impact of the reappearance of terrorism in Europe and elsewhere outside Europe, affecting Europeans. And the number of unresolved problems have been piling up, and I'm sure further problems will be added to the list. We've got the issue of the UK. Now, not much is said about it, but people get upset about it, and so I don't have too many illusions about the year ahead, because everything's going to be difficult, but I'm not going to give up. I reject the idea that this is somehow the beginning of the end, and I want to avoid that feeling, but above all to avoid any harmful realities that could reflect that. But I am struck by the number of vulnerabilities in Europe.
It means that the overall additional costs for border checks in Europe could amount to €3 billion. I mean, you've got 24 million business trips per year in the European single market. If all of this were to collapse, well, the economic price, the loss in terms of growth, the damage to European growth prospects, in other words, would be immeasurable. Now, I've given you figures, I've given you numbers, but when it comes to the logistics for the supply chains and maintaining stocks, I haven't even included those ideas. It means that the European single market would be set to fail. It would certainly be pushed to its limits. I think it's very, very important for those to take who are responsible for taking political decisions to look beyond the actual essence of the refugee crisis, which is important, and take a look at the bigger picture as I have just described it.